this again. This is incredible to watch. You know, when somebody brought this video to our attention, we found it unbelievable. We wanted to take another look at it. This is called Criminals Gone Wild. Yeah, you're watching tape of what is crime in progress. We are told, really reality TV gone wild is maybe what we should call it. It's billed as real video of real crime. It's unbelievable. 25-year-old filmmaker Ousala Aleem says that he has sold, get this, 10,000 of these DVDs and made some $300,000. But is it right to shoot real crimes if it's real? And then if it's not real, is that another problem? Because now we're being deceitful. Now we're lying. We're going to try and get to the bottom of this for you. Joining us now here is, first of all, the director himself, Ousala Aleem. Ousala, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, take us through this. What we're looking at here looks incredible. I mean, that scene we saw just moments ago, it looks like somebody's being, what, taken out of their car? Is it a holdup? What is it?
It was a carjacking.
That is a carjacking. Is it a real carjacking?
It's 100% real.
Well, how were you able to get a camera next to somebody who's committing a crime?
I started out originally trying to do a documentary on criminal psychology, and the longer I hung out with the criminals and were in their proximity, crime started to happen.
And you just started witnessing it, and then you took out a camera and you started shooting it?
Yes.
Isn't your first obligation to stop the crime from happening?
How could I stop it if I'm watching it and I'm in awe and I'm shocked that it's happening? How can I stop it in the process of happening if I'm watching it happen? You know what I mean? I'm taping it.
Well, here's the question I think most people would have as they're watching this, as we look at this video. Did you know that the crime was going to be committed?
No, not at all.
Well, then how did you know to be there when it was taking place?
Like I said, if you're hanging with criminals, you're going to see crime, and that's all there is to it. If I hang out with a plumber, I'm going to see him do some plumbing. Simple as that.
Well, if you hang out with a plumber, you know that he's going to go and do the plumbing work, and you pretty much get to know his schedule. If you hang out with a criminal, you pretty much know that he's going to commit crimes, and you know his schedule. So doesn't that answer the question I just asked you, that you kind of knew that the crime was going to take place?
No, I don't know anyone's schedules. Criminal doesn't have a set schedule. It's not like you got to wake up at 8 and leave at, and leave at 5 in the afternoon. Criminal don't have a set schedule. If you're going to rob somebody at 3 a.m., you might rob somebody at 3 a.m. You're going to rob somebody at 1 p.m., you know what I mean?
You know, I know you've got a creative process that you're trying to do here, but my viewers are sitting at home right now, and they're listening to you say this, and they're having a tough time, Mr. Aleem, buying that you weren't in on this.
I mean, I don't know what to tell them. I mean, they just have to see the DVD for themselves. I know what I seen with my own 2 eyes. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's fake when I know what I seen was real.
Well, I didn't say it was fake. Why'd you say whether it's fake or not?
Because that's what everyone's saying.
I'm not saying it's fake. I'm saying there's a problem. If it's real, and you're saying it's real, there's a serious problem with you going along for the ride while someone's committing a crime and hurting other people. I mean, what is this? Is this the victim of a shooting?
Yes. Well, if I was standing on a corner and a car accident occurred, and I just happened to be taping the car accident, was I the reason for the car accident?
Not if there's a predictable pattern of you always being there every time there's a crime. Then you got to start to ask questions, right?
We're dealing with different people, and there's no particular pattern that's going on.
You know, a lot of questions on this thing, true crime stories or not. Once more, the question comes down to this, or at least part of it is this. Are we looking at real-life criminals or actors who are acting as criminals gone wild? And if they are real-life criminals, then are we involved in perhaps perpetrating the crime itself? We're going to get into all of these issues. Still, with me is filmmaker Ousala Aleem. He's good enough to be with us and take some of the heat on this. Also joining us is Alex O'Donoghue. He's a senior at Medgar Evers College in New York. He appears in Criminals Gone Wild, and he brought his professor with us, Winston Mitchell, who says his students are just actors and they're not criminals. All right, everybody's on board. Everybody's ready to go. I want to start with you, since you're making the charge. You're saying everything that Mr. Aleem just told me is not true?
Well, I didn't really hear exactly what.
All right, let me tell you what he said. He said that these are all crimes and they are happening for real, and he didn't know they were going to take place, but he happened to be there at the right time with the camera, and he was able to take all those pictures. People were really shot. People were really robbed. I want to know from you, is that true?
On behalf on what you seen me doing and the people that participated with me, everybody was family and friends. So, you know, all that was staged. Whatever else he did, I mean, I don't know, but I know.
All right, hold on a minute. We've got some video I want to show. Will, if you've got the video, the one that has Alex on it, let's go ahead and roll that so we can see that at home. I want you to give me a play-by-play.
Son?
All right, I can call the dread right now. The guy with the dreads, I can call him right now.
Who's that? Who's that? Are you in there?
He's supposed to be the victim. The victim.
And who are you? Who are you? Who are you on there?
Oh, I'm the guy right there.
That's there. That's you in the blue jacket.
Yes.
And you've got a gun.
Yes.
And who are you? You're supposed to be sticking somebody up here?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be robbing my so-called friend.
Is your gun loaded?
Nah, I don't. It was a fake gun that I, obtained from them.
So these people are not being robbed?
No, they're not.
Ousala, you got some explaining to do.
Yes, and I just don't understand how you could get on national TV and on CNN and just lie to the whole America that this didn't happen. And that, yeah, that was your friend, but you still robbed him. I mean, look at the video. You said you knew him in it when we went in there. You knew the guy, and you robbed the guy, and he didn't call the cops because he was a drug dealer. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand how you get on TV and lie to the whole America and say that didn't happen.
Well, I hear what you're saying. You really trying to go hard to sell more, movies. I understand you trying to make some money, but I could call a guy right now. You want to speak to him?
Speak to who?
I could call him.
The guy you robbed? I mean, what are you talking about?
Well, you mean you would bring? Hold on. You mean you would bring the other guys that we just saw on tape here, and they'd tell us the same thing?
Exactly. You have a phone right now?
Go ahead, Professor. Go ahead.
We have a student right now sitting in your lobby who's also in the video, Akeem, and he's one of the people that portrayed as a criminal. He is here with me to prove that he wasn't here. He told me to be his spokesperson to tell that he didn't commit the crime. Alex is one of my students at Medgar Evers College. He hasn't committed the crime.
Ousala, let me ask you a question. Why would he lie?
Let me tell you something. I went to the Brooklyn streets and I asked everybody who's the most notorious and the ruthless thug in the hood. And all fingers pointed to Jay Ryder. And I don't know what y'all talking about, Alec O'Donoghue. His name is Jay Ryder, and if you ask anybody in the hood about him, he's one of the most ruthless thugs in the street. I don't mean to be
Jay Ryder.
I don't mean to be snitching on TV, but I mean, you
did
this.
Listen, we got
you
it.
did this. You got.
Look, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this, and we thank you for sharing that opinion. But he says that your real name is Jay Ryder and that you are a thug. But here's the really most important question for us. We can only go by not what he says about past accusations, what we're looking at on that videotape. If what we're looking at on that videotape is real, then you have committed a crime, and the police would be waiting for you as you leave CNN.
Now, tell me this, like, at the age I am, would you think I would do a crime and put it on TV? Like, does that make sense? Like, would somebody call somebody to...
Well, let me ask you a question, because he said he just happened to be in the area when you guys were doing this. Did you know he was going to have a camera there?
He lives in the area. This is his profession.
And he knows all these people.
He knows all these people.
They're calling you, Ousala, it sounds like they're calling you out. And I know you, how much money have you made so far on these tapes that you've got?
That's neither here nor there. But let me tell you something. I have this tape right here. And this will prove to everything. This will totally smash your credibility.
All right, what is it?
Because this is a tape proving what I'm saying. I didn't release this because I was in fear of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. I was in fear of my life. But if I release this tape to the public, this will prove that he is who he is. Jay Ryder.
I was.
Go ahead, Professor. Let's wrap this up.
I was in the car with Alec, and that producer called him. Alec put it on the speakerphone. I heard him saying, "Yo, just chill out for about a couple more months so I can make money. Can't you go into hiding?" Yes, you did. I heard you tell him that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this.
The real criminal is the producer because he's portraying more black-on-black crime in our community.
Police are looking into this matter. We'll certainly try and see if we can get to the bottom of it. We're not going to judge either of you at this point, but we'll continue looking into it. And as we get more information, we'll be sharing it with you. Meanwhile, there's a legal side of this. If real, this is a question of law breaking, if not a question of lying. Joining us now is former prosecutor Remy Spencer, who's joining us this on Well. How do you see this? Are you as confused as I am? I don't know if it happened or didn't happen, but either way, there's something wrong here, right?
There is absolutely something wrong. If these crimes actually occurred and he knew about them beforehand, he is committing a crime. While there may not be any law on the books that says he has to pick up the phone and call the police, we would think as a society that he should, that it's immoral that he wouldn't. That being said, we have laws with respect to accomplice liability, we have laws with respect to conspiracy, if he is participating in the crime, if he is acting in some way to bring this crime about, and we know he has a financial motive in this crime taking place, he can be a co-conspirator.
Well, let me ask you this then, because we have Alex here saying no crime took place. It's just a bunch of guys pretending that crimes were taking place. Is there any liability on his part if that took place?
Absolutely. There are civil laws that are being violated here, even if the crimes are not taking place. Personally, I think all of us would like to believe that these crimes are not taking place, that we're not observing victims being exploited by commercialism. That being said, privacy rights if they are real victims. If they're not real victims, then the consumers of this product are being duped. They are buying something with the understanding that it's real, but it's not, and it's commercialism gone amok. It's
would you be willing to swear on the Bible that this is not real?
Why not?
You would.
Exactly.
And you'd take a lie detector test if you had to.
Exactly.
Ousala, let me ask you the same question. Ousala, would you be willing to swear on a stack of Bibles that this is real and that you're not deceiving us when you say it's not? Or it is?
Yes, I would be willing to swear on the Bible that this is 100% real. And I would like to say, God bless America and God bless criminals gone wild.
See, that's what he's about. He's about the money. So it doesn't matter.
What do you have in your hand there? What are you showing us?
A couple stacks.
Right,
you know,
a couple of stacks, probably $1 bills.
So there's
$1 bills.
But there's reports that you made hundreds of thousands of dollars on this.
Aren't those hundreds?
All right, so is this about somebody trying to make money off of other people's downfall?
Well, and
it doesn't matter if he's going to ruin this person's career. Because 10 years from now, when Alex goes looks for a job, someone will Google this, see him as a criminal, and he won't be able to get a job. He'll 10 years and say, what happened to my life? Why? Because this guy wants to make $1.
It hurts. Yeah. But these trying to plan a